tread softly. Instead, he went straight for the jugular, training his guns on both the LDF and the UDF. His charge was blunt, that both the left and the Congress pretended to fight each other in public while benefiting from the same ecosystem of appeasement and opportunism. But perhaps the most interesting part of today's speech was not just the attack, it was the optimism. Pointing to recent civic and local body election trends, Prime Minister Modi hinted that Kerala may be witnessing the early signs of a political churn. He spoke of winds of change and how the voters are beginning to look beyond traditional loyalties and inherited ideologies. For the Bharatiya Janata Party, which has long struggled to convert vote share into seats in the state of Kerala, that still remains a challenge. By launching the BJP's Kerala campaign from Thiruvananthapuram, Prime Minister Modi has signalled a strategy that blends symbolism with persistence. The message is clear, that the BJP is no longer content with just being a peripheral player in the state. Instead, it asks voters to view 2026 not as another routine contest between left and right, but as a forking in the road. But was Prime Minister's today's address grounded in reality, or is it just a high decibel campaign pitch? Can civic poll indicators in Thiruvananthapuram really be read as a precursor to a larger political realignment? The battle lines have been drawn. Will the opposition be able to counter the BJP's inroads? That's the question we'll be taking up with our guests in just a bit. Now, tonight on the show, we'll also get you all about how the political tempers are flaring in Kerala just ahead of the elections. We'll also get you the details of how the rift between Shashi Tharoor and Congress party is only widening by the moment. And globally, Pakistan is facing more embarrassment as it struggles to build domestic consensus after its troop offer to the United States. But first up, here's what Prime Minister Modi said during his mega rally in Thiruvananthapuram today. Prime Minister alleged that LDF and UDF are both taking turns to loot the people of Kerala. Basically, they are two sides of the same coin. He also alleged that there's full corruption and communalism, but zero responsibility in Kerala. He also assured action on the Sabarimala gold theft and said that he will not spare the culprits when BJP comes to power. And taking on the Congress party, Prime Minister also said that the Grand Old Party has turned more communal than the Muslim League. He further alleged that Congress has adopted a Maoist Muslim League mindset. He even expressed hope by adding that the results of the civic body elections in Thiruvananthapuram are a testament to the winds of change. Here's how BJP's electoral performance in the southern state has been so far. Let's take you through that. In December of 2025, the BJP-led NDA won its first ever municipal corporation in Kerala by emerging as the single largest front in Thiruvananthapuram, securing 50 out of 101 seats. The alliance also retained the Palakkad municipality and 126 gram panchayats. The BJP has secured its first ever Lok Sabha seat from Kerala in 2024. This was even before Thiruvananthapuram was won as far as the mayoral victory is concerned, with actor politician Suresh Gopi winning in Thrissur. The party's vote share in parliamentary elections has, of course, risen steadily, from roughly 11% in 2014 to over 16.8% in 2024. Now, the BJP has been making strategic inroads by capitalizing on what factors? Let's break it down for you. The BJP has been actively courting the Christian community, particularly in central Kerala and even Thrissur, focusing on shared concerns, love jihad being one of them, even economic interests, which is why Prime Minister also focused on development. The party has successfully dented the left's core base, particularly among OBC Hindu communities like the Ejavas. The party has built robust grassroots network in urban centers like Palakkad and Thiruvananthapuram, capitalizing on demographic and cultural nationalism. Strategically moving away from strictly caste-based politics, the party has targeted younger voters who prioritize development over traditional political allegiances. The party has been fielding high-profile national faces like Rajiv Chandrasekhar in Thiruvananthapuram, who significantly boosted the party's vote share to over 35% in that constituency itself, even while losing. Here's why the southern state matters to the Bharatiya Janata Party. Remember, for decades, Kerala's politics has alternated between the CPIM-led LDF and the Congress-led UDF. The BJP now seeks to arrive as that disruptor revolving door system by offering a development-centric third option. Following losses in Karnataka and Telangana, now the BJP views Kerala as an auxiliary launchpad for its expansionism, especially into southern India. With nearly 48% of the population being Christian or Muslim, Kerala is the primary laboratory for BJP's minority outreach strategy. The NDA's vote share has risen from -3% back in 2001 to over 15% in recent cycles, reaching 23% in consolidated urban corporation votes. Now, the party seeks to capitalize on the growing electoral momentum as well. So, Kerala is one of the few places where the BJP's two main national rivals, the Congress and the left, compete directly. By attacking them in Kerala, the Bharatiya Janata Party aims to delegitimize both parties on a national stage. So, when it comes to battle for Kerala, Prime Minister has already set the tone. Will the opposition be able to counter Prime Minister Modi's attack today? That's the big question that we'll be taking up with our guests in just a bit.
यहाँ एक नई होप दिख रही है। केरला में परिवर्तन होकर रहेगा। झंडा अलग है, एजेंडा एक है। फुल करप्शन, जीरो अकाउंटेबिलिटी, फुल कम्युनलिज्म, जीरो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी। एलडीएफ सरकार को सबक सिखाना बहुत जरूरी है।
They have not received a single seat in the last assembly election. That will be repeated in the coming assembly election also. They won't get a single seat.
Right, introducing my esteemed guests today. I'm joined in by Siddharth Yadav, who's a spokesperson for the Bharatiya Janata Party. Also joined in by S. Balan, who's the leader of the left. Shatabhish Shivana, who's a spokesperson of Karnataka Congress. Many thanks to you, gentlemen, for joining in. Shatabhish, if I could come to you to begin with, Jhanda alag hai, lekin agenda ek hai. How do you respond to Prime Minister equating you, with, in fact, equating UDF and LDF both on the same plane?
Now see, the people of Tamil Nadu and Kerala have already decoded the Modi model. They know that this is not governance, this is choreography. Mr. Modi is nothing more than an election machine, a giant PR bubble, high on slogans and low on substance. This so-called South India push is not a new concern for the South. It is a seasonal appearance. He arrives when the elections arrive and he vanishes when the votes are cast. And the people of Tamil Nadu and Kerala are politically conscious, they're historically rooted, and they're socially alert. They see straight through the spectacle. That is why they have consistently rejected the BJP, and this is what they will continue to do. Now look at the timing, it's almost comical. Suddenly, just before the elections, there is a flurry of inaugurations, foundation stones, flags off, and whatnot. Where was this urgency for the last 5 years? Where was the Prime Minister when the states were demanding funds, approvals, clearances and cooperation? This government has perfected one trick. Do nothing for an entire term, then rush into a poll-bound states with scissors and plates. They launch projects just before the elections. They convert government functions into campaign events. They take photos, make speeches, and once the election is over, they forget the state, they forget the project. Many of these so-called launches have never reached fruition. They remain as frozen announcements. It is like, this analogy where a landlord comes in and there's a leaking roof, right, for 5 years. But 1 week before the lease renewal, he comes in with a paintbrush, he clicks selfies and calls it renovation. The paint will dry, but the leaks remain. This is
All
the
right.
Modi style
Siddharth
of
Yadav,
development.
would you like
I
to
have
come
one
in on
question.
that?
I have one question to the BJP. Please let me ask this. The basic question that the BJP must answer is, in the past 12 years, name 12 contributions to Tamil Nadu or Kerala, one per each year. No slogans, no drama, just delivery. Completed work, measurable impact. If you don't answer these questions, your silence says everything.
Siddharth Yadav, how do you respond to that attack coming in? Because many are saying that Prime Minister only, in fact, including MK Stalin in Tamil Nadu, have said that Prime Minister only remembers these southern states when they are poll bound.
No, I think I should straight away address the question that has been asked by my learned friend. And figures don't lie. Figures currently, if I have to specifically speak for Kerala, is that between 2014 to 2024, Kerala has received 3.23 lakh crore from the center. I repeat the figure, 3.23 lakh crore from the center. But what was the figure during the UPA? In 10 years
Yes.
under
Go
UPA rule,
back to past, talk about Nehru now.
Kerala only
Talk
received.
about
I was
Nehru.
not speaking while you were
Yes,
speaking. So have the
Shatabesh,
courtesy to hear me
I
out.
would urge you to please
Have-
maintain silence while the
Have the
other
courtesy
panelists
to
are
hear me
speaking.
out. I was very patient while you were lying on national television. Please have the courtesy to hear me out. Under the UPA, the state of Kerala received only 72,000 crores. This is the fact. The problem is the Congress party, and for all such parties, now I totally agree with my learned fellow who's saying that the people in Kerala and Tamil Nadu do know the reality, and that is why the results are speaking that the kind of results that the BJP, the kind of support that BJP is receiving in the local civic polls speaks volumes. We were not concerned of who has been voting or where we have been winning. In past 10 years, we were the ones who have been actually working for the southern states like Tamil Nadu and Kerala. But what have been the governments doing there? Rather, the central schemes which would benefit the people living in Kerala and Tamil Nadu, the schemes which would benefit the poor living in Kerala and Tamil Nadu have been blocked by the state governments just because they don't want the credit, just because they want a political narrative to go on, just because politics is more dear to them than development. This is the reality. Our Prime Minister speaks about Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. Our Prime Minister from Kashmir to Kanyakumari and from Atak to Katak speaks about development despite any differences of region, caste,
Okay.
creed, religion, anything.
Okay.
This is the reality. Now, when the people of Tamil Nadu and Kerala are supporting
All right,
BJP
I
and
need to
have now
quickly bring in
decoded
Mr. S.
the
Balan
politics of such
also.
political
Mr.
parties,
S. Balan,
they are
thank you
all
for so
rattled.
patiently awaiting your turn. You know, the allegation coming in from Prime Minister is also about corruption, appeasement, and he's also called it adjustment politics. Let's not forget the timing of this. Sabarimala is going to, actually act in favor of the BJP today as Prime Minister delivered what many are calling a historic speech. But Mr. Balan, I'd like to hear from you first.
See, Kerala has highest literacy, standard of living, health, education, minimum wages, benefits to the poor, Adivasis, marginalized, vulnerable. Kerala is the state which is better than any other state in India. See this Prime Minister Modi's Jumla for the last 11 years. He said 15 lakhs. He said 2 crores employment. Everything is just vandalized. See the Labor Act's 4 codes, which ruined the unprotected, unorganized workers. No protection. What is his minimum wages? The floor wages is 178 rupees. Kerala is far, far better than Gujarat, far, far better than Uttar Pradesh.
But
Then,
is that giving the
wait,
government,
I'll finish.
is that giving the
Give me
state
2 more
government a
seconds.
ticket to resort to corruption?
No. The people of India knows. 2 Gujaratis sell the nation, 2 Gujaratis buy the nation. Prime Minister refers about corruption. What is the corruption in Rathwal?
Siddharth?
What is the corruption in Nirav Modi? Corruption in Vijay Mallya? Chomsky? Now he refers to gold loot or ghee loot. What about 16 lakh crores loans waived to the corporates? He sold India. We don't have an airport. We don't have a seaport. We
Are
don't
you
have
comparing
right
this
boys.
with an
People,
SIT?
people of India, I'm telling you.
With an
100
SIT
crore-
monitored probe?
100 crore Indians. 100 crore Indians. no food to eat.
Siddharth Yadav,
They
I
go
think it's
empty
time you come in
stomach.
on that
What is
because
the minimum
Kerala's
wages you
literacy
pay? You have no
rate,
concern for
Kerala's
workers. You have no
sustainability
concern for
levels, all of
Adivasis.
it has been
Everywhere
spoken about.
road. Communalism, he
Okay.
mentions
Okay,
communalism.
Mr.
Who will
Balan,
be
you
the
made
more
your point.
communalist than the BJP? It's not Gujarat. Let him not dream of Kerala. They will lose.
Now, should I respond, Akansha?
Yes,
Kerala.
Siddharth
They
Yadav,
will
please
lose
go
If
ahead.
my friend is
membership
done,
in Tamil
if my
Nadu.
friend is done,
They
Mr.
have
Balan, I
already
think we have
lost
heard you enough.
Mr.
investment.
Balan,
It's my
we've
turn to
heard
speak.
you. If you can
BJP
now allow
has
the other
to
panelists to
get
speak. Mr. Balan.
Akansha, the reality is Kerala, no doubt, undoubtedly has been, one of the most progressive states. But what has the left and their alliance and all these parties done to Kerala? Today, the debt in Kerala has crossed 4 lakh crores. It's one of the India's most debt-ridden states. Kerala is facing a salary and pension crisis, which is unprecedented for a model state like Kerala. Never happened. There is no industrial growth in Kerala today. The Kerala economy is now dependent on the remittances from the Gulf. It is not generating any revenue. More so over, now Kerala has the highest educated unemployment youth in the country. Who's going to be answerable for that? We are having a brain drain to the Gulf countries, and who's going to be answerable for that? And after that, we have all the corruption scams. We have the PSC recruitment corruption scam. We have all such delays, and we have violence. We have a law and order issue. Kerala deserves better. Now, the people of Kerala know that all these parties who have been, one time LDF, one time UDF, the kind of power that they have given and the kind of, the place that they have taken the state of Kerala to, the people of Kerala want to bounce back. The people of Kerala want that model state back. They want the progressive state back. They don't want the corruption. Their jumlas are not going to work. They'll divide. They will divide. They will call, oh, the Gujarati is coming. He's the prime minister. He's the prime minister and he's addressing the people of Kerala again. If you have to answer one question today, answer why would you block or why would any state government block any central government that would benefit the people of Kerala? Why would you block such schemes? But politics is dominating progress in Kerala. That's the reality.
Mr.
and the
Balan, would
people
you
are
like
going
to respond to
reject
that before I
I
quickly
would like
go?
to respond.
Yes, I will. I will come to you. Mr. Balan.
Prime Minister free scheme. See, they wanted to bring communalism among the students of Kerala, which Kerala government rightly rejected. Let them not teach anything to the politicians of Kerala. Kerala is what today is because of the contribution of the communists for the last
Then, Mr.
100
Balan,
years.
tell me, why has
Yeah.
BJP been able to dent itself through the mayoral election
No,
in
where
Thiruvananthapuram?
see,
How do you explain its
yes,
inroads
yes.
in the Lok
See,
Sabha? What
okay,
explains
okay.
that? Is this not
Please,
anti-incumbency?
Please listen to me.
So, you listen to my question, Mr.
What you
Balan.
tell me?
I've asked my question. Please go ahead now.
See, this Thiruvananthapuram, they created a dent. They say Thiruvananthapuram is already religiosity, communalism. It's a forward communities. They could able to brainwash the people. That will not happen in the rural areas. People of Kerala are quite intelligent, politically mature.
Okay, so you're saying
Yes,
people of
one second,
Thiruvananthapuram are
finish
not
it.
intelligent?
Whatever, I went to Bihar.
Is that what you are saying? Is that what you are saying? That people of Thiruvananthapuram are not intelligent enough to exercise their own discretion and they were brainwashed by the BJP?
1 second, I'll finish. Answer to the BJP spokesperson. Let him go to Bihar. Let him go to Uttar Pradesh. What the plight of people there? What is the development? Compare it to Kerala. You can't compare. There's no corruption in.
There's no denial about the fact that there's no development.
Corruption is
okay,
in
so
Gujarat,
there's no
in,
corruption, which is
Uttar
why Prime
Pradesh.
Minister Modi said that it is Modi ki guarantee
see,
that he
that
will
is a
ensure
different
that
aspect.
Sabarimala gold theft is
What is
probed.
what is Adani and Ambani? Adani, Ambani.
Every time I am
Ambani are
raising
two
the
sides
issue of
the same
Sabarimala,
coin.
Mr. Balan, you are referring to Adani or Ambani. They are not accused in any form of theft. Mr. Balan, you do agree that Mr. Adani or Mr. Ambani are not accused in any form of theft. So please stop taking their names when we are talking about a gold theft worth thousands of crores of rupees in a temple. You are robbing the faith of the people of Kerala.
Is working for their benefit, not for the benefit of poor and marginalized. They are pushed back to 200 years. What is your track record on the wages? You please, the spokesperson should say What is the minimum wages that
What
government
I
of
don't
India
So
understand
that the
that
other,
kind of
please
language.
weigh in
of this
on,
country.
on the kind of lame defense that we are getting. First of all, they are only diverting from the issue of the Sabarimala gold theft issue. I'm hearing names like Adani and Ambani as if they are the accused.
Have faith in government. Have faith
Akansha,
in
I can't
What about
understand
the
Your
faith
that.
of those devotees,
No,
Mr. Balan?
investigation is
What
going
about
on
the faith of those thousands
in
and lakhs of
Ayyappa.
devotees who queue outside these
BJP
temples?
General Secretary is part of the loot, not
Ak-
CPM, not the
Akansha, please
left.
let me come in for
Right.
30
And
seconds.
who is the BJP?
Mr.
Mr.
Balan,
Balan,
I have
let me
given
go
you
for 30
ample
seconds.
time to speak. Now let's listen into what Siddharth has to say.
Okay.
I could not understand the kind of defense that Mr. Balan was trying to put up, but I think what he was trying to refer to was that his government is a Robin Hood.
You must
I think
allow
that
me
was the
some
defense.
time on
But
the
he's
show.
the one who
Yes,
steals.
Shatabi,
He's
Shatabi.
accepting he steals. He is accepting that the government would steal. They would steal away from the faith of the people. But I don't know what they do after. The reality is, be it Tamil Nadu, be it Kerala, all these governments are down in appeasement. All they care about is appeasement politics. We see the same with the Kartik Deepam. We see the same in Sabarimala. We see how these governments have been trying to appease one certain section of society, trying to gather certain vote bank and trying to manipulate do their social engineering
But
to win
Siddharth, let's
elections.
not forget that we speak on a day when the first accused in the Sabarimala gold theft case has already received his bail. So I would rather still look at what Prime Minister has claimed with a pinch of salt today.
No, Akanksha, I'm sorry, but bail does not mean acquittal. Bail does not mean a clean sheet. A bail to any accused would not mean that the case is not there. We have to understand, we are making strong allegations. It's about the faith of the majority people. What's happening in Kerala, the kind of treatment that is being given to the majority sections in Kerala at the behest of the government who's working on an appeasement politics is out in open. It's out in open. So no bail can give a clean sheet to any such policy. The people of Kerala are very intelligent. I do agree with that part.
All right, so
And the people of Kerala are going to
it's
apply
not
their
just the
intelligence
left which
and
has
show you
been
the
accused
outcome.
of appeasement politics. Shatabi, Shivana, Prime Minister has also referred to the Congress party as in fact being the Muslim Maoist Congress. Let's not forget the kind of sympathies that are being shared for welfare party politicians who are floating Facebook posts calling for India to be turned into an Islamic state.
No, this is an idea to divide the state, make the election about communalism. I had asked the BJP spokesperson.
Okay, I'm guessing you mean the welfare party politician and not Prime Minister.
See, I displayed patience on your show.
Right.
Please don't interject me. I asked the BJP spokesperson a very simple question. In 12 years, name 12 contributions by the union government to Tamil Nadu or Kerala, one per each year. He had no answers. In fact, instead of helping the states, the BJP has acted as an obstacle.
My
You are the
goodness.
roadblock. You have reduced financial
My
inclusion.
goodness.
You have undermined cooperative federalism. You have appointed governors who sit on bills and obstruct a democratically elected government. The Supreme Court has reprimanded this. This is not governance. This is vendetta politics. And the only person who
goodness.
indulges in jumlebazi and appeasement is the Prime Minister himself. Tamil Nadu and Kerala has never fallen for this politics of polarization. They
So
vote on
Shatabish,
dignity
Shivana,
and
do you
constitutional
agree
values,
that
not
VD
manufactured
Sathisan...
drama.
Okay, Shatabish, may I ask a question to end with? Do you agree that VD Sathisan is not justified in taking up for the welfare party politician who's calling for an Islamic state? Do you agree?
Yes, I agree.
Do you agree that this is against the ethos that Congress party so boasts of, which is to believe in secularism when you're supporting parties like the welfare party of Jamaat-e-Hind?
I do not support anybody, and as the official Congress spokesperson, I state that anybody who works against the interests of the nation, we condemn it. But the question here is about the union government. The question here is about what Mr. Modi and the BJP at the center has done for Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Absolutely zero. The people see through these politics. Anybody who goes against the nation, we oppose them. But the fact is, we must promote secularism. It is a fundamental basic principle enshrined in the constitution. All religions must be respected. All persons and citizens must
All
be
right.
treated with
Quick
value.
30
Do not
seconds.
polarize.
Okay.
Do not polarize
Quick 30
only for the
seconds
purpose
to
of
Siddharth
election
for a
and
rebuttal.
materialize on it.
Okay, Siddharth, 30 seconds
Akansha,
before I move on.
Akansha, I don't understand the definition of a secularism when if a court,
Then
a
you don't
bench of the
understand the
court,
constitution.
Siddharth.
I'll
if
take
a
a master
bench,
class on law.
Go on.
Satabish,
You need a
you can be
master
more
class on
decent.
law.
You can be more decent. I don't understand the definition because when a bench comes out with a decision in favor of the Hindus in the Kartik Deepam row, a party has to go for an impeachment, threatening the Hindus and threatening the
Right.
judiciary of this country. That is, if that is your secular, we do not subscribe by that. But the reality of Congress party in Kerala has been, and I quote this: when you went out on a Bharat Jodo Yatra and the IOML and the Muslim League had to join in, you were forced to remove the Indian
Why do we
flags
reduce
from that
politics to
yatra
religion these
because
days?
IUML was opposing that. If that is your nationalism
Okay.
and that is your secularism, we don't
Please
align.
Gentlemen,
answer the
I just
question
want
they've
to
asked.
end with a
What is your
reminder that
contribution?
there was
Zero.
conscious thought behind Prime Minister invoking that Gujarat analogy of 1987. Perhaps the left and the Congress can learn a lesson that you cannot underestimate. For all you know, the BJP may arrive as a dark horse, perhaps in the years ahead, because that's how it began in Ahmedabad municipal poll when it actually opened its record back in 1987. I'm going to have to end this discussion on that note. Thank you so much for joining in. But that's not all, because in Kerala, the rift between Congress party and the MP Shashi Tharoor seems to be ever widening. In the latest development, we're also learning that Shashi Tharoor is likely to skip that poll-related meeting called by the party high command in Kerala. It will be discussing the upcoming elections, more importantly, the preparedness and the strategy behind it. Here's what triggered the latest flashpoint. The Thiruvananthapuram MP Shashi Tharoor recently walked out of the KPCC organized Mahapanchayat after what sources have termed as unpleasant incidents. According to those who are close to Shashi Tharoor, he was seated at the far end of the stage despite being a CWC member, allegedly against the protocol. Tharoor was told only Rahul Gandhi would speak, prompting him to finish early. But several leaders later took to the stage. Its sources also claim that Rahul Gandhi did not mention Tharoor in his address, further fueling discontent. Now, amid the growing differences, here are the possible options before Shashi Tharoor and the Congress party. So Shashi Tharoor could either build trust and reconcile ties with the party leaders. But Congress, on the other hand, may not want to make Tharoor a victim by showing the door, and Tharoor can switch allegiance for a possible national role as well. The Congress may initiate disciplinary action against Tharoor, and Tharoor can then align with the LDF instead and leverage goodwill in Kerala, because let's not forget, he's quite a popular leader over there, and Congress can capitalize on Tharoor's popularity, even allocate a national role for him. Shashi Tharoor can float a party and even launch a centrist platform on his own. The Congress can meet Tharoor's demands and reform the organizational structure overall. So when it comes to the Shashi Tharoor versus Congress saga, is this the end of the Congress chapter for Shashi Tharoor? That's a question that we continue to pose, as I'm also joined in by my guest. Shatabi Shivana, who's a spokesperson of the Congress party, will be joining in, as will be Rajat Sethi in just a bit.
दिल्ली में मोहब्बत और केरल में लड़ाई, अरे मार डाला दुहाई दुहाई.
Now there seems to be a Mahayudh in Kerala Congress, with Shashi Tharoor ji planning to boycott the other meetings with the leadership.
Shatabi Shivana, who's the spokesperson of Karnataka Congress, continues to stay with us. Rajat Sethi, who's a political analyst, both joining me on the show. Thank you, gentlemen. Shatabish, to come to you first, as you heard what Sudhanshu Trivedi had to say. Delhi mein pyar aur Kerala mein ladai, kaisi hai ye duhai? How do you look at this projection of the BJP, projecting the Grand Old Party as a two-faced party, especially when it comes to Shashi Tharoor?
No, the BJP is meant to project it like that because we oppose them on every critical issue.
Okay.
This story is entirely built on speculation. Dr. Shashi Tharoor is a senior principled Congress leader, deeply committed to its ideology. He has sought prior permission to skip this meeting as he has to be elsewhere. That's all. Now, my question is, has Mr. Tharoor ever said that he was insulted? Is there any statement on record? The answer is no. When there is no statement made by Mr. Shashi Tharoor, why are we manufacturing this kind of conjecture and speculation? We are selling rumors as news. And as the official Congress spokesperson, I want to categorically reject all these insinuations and state that Shashi Tharoor is a committed congressman. He has love not only in Delhi.
Shatabish, are you
also in
saying that
Thiruvananthapuram.
Shashi Tharoor is attending
Terms
the
like-
meeting today? Is he attending the meeting today? Should I take it from you that he is attending the meeting?
He has taken permission from the Congress High Command and stated that he won't attend the meeting because he has to be elsewhere for personal reasons. This is the official statement of the Congress party.
Okay,
Now,
Rajat
there is
Sethi,
no need
I want to
for
bring
any
you in
conjecture
on a party that
beyond
is
this point.
on a party meet that's going to decide the future trajectory, especially when it comes to its election preparedness, is not being attended by the Thiruvananthapuram
He'll attend
MP.
multiple.
But are you saying that today's party meet is not important enough for the upcoming assembly polls of a state
When
that you
have a
so
personal
fiercely
problem and
fought
you
for
can't
just
attend
minutes ago?
today's show, you just can't. But it's not that you have quit the entire organization, is it? Does that mean you have
Okay.
quit the entire organization?
Rajat Sethi,
Multiple
how do you
is
respond
Amit Shah
to-
present in every key meeting? There are certain other places that he'll be required to be at.
Okay, Rajat Sethi, so it's not as important if Shashi Tharoor is missing from today's key meet, which is meant to decide
will be
the
part of
strategy
every
of the
other
upcoming
meeting.
poll.
Let me put that
Shatabish,
on
I've
record.
given you time to speak. Please allow Rajat to
No,
come
I'm
in.
just saying that he will be part of every other meeting that is necessary
We'll
for the
see.
upcoming
We'll see in the days ahead. Our
election.
questions
I am
will be
telling you,
answered.
This is the statement.
Okay.
Everything else is rumors.
Okay, Shatabish, let Rajat come in now.
Yeah. Well, I think I am nobody to comment on what is going on internally within the Congress party. It is for them to figure out if there is any issue or not. But clearly a lot is said, unsaid between those words, official words, and all of that. We are all not naive, not to understand that the clear signals out there is better said in lesser words, the better it is. I think with Shashi Tharoor ji, his main cardinal sin that he committed was to go out and contest the elections without the go-ahead from the family. Original sins and cardinal sins don't go unpunished, and he is a victim of that, and he's suffering. And he has made it amply clear. A lot of intellectuals across party lines in Delhi continue to meet him on a regular basis and hold him in very high esteem. They all know how frustrated he is, and But again, it is Congress's own internal party matter. How do they resolve this? You have one leader who, across the length and breadth of this country, people have respect for. He is one leader who is a grassroots leader, can win Lok Sabha elections, unlike Mr. K.C. Venugopal and the others who surround Rahul Gandhi, and also go all the way up to United Nations and command respect there. So he is that rare species within the Congress party, but it is up to the Congress party to decide what is an asset and what is a liability. I am nobody to comment on that. We are only sitting with popcorns in our hand and observing what's happening around us within the Congress party.
Okay, Shatabish Shivanna, what explains Mr. Muralidharan's statement saying that he's not one of us anymore, and that till he doesn't change his stance, we will not be inviting him to any of the meets. How do you respond to that? And what explains Mr. Muralidharan making that statement then?
I am not the spokesperson of Mr. Muralidharan. I am the spokesperson of the Congress party. And, any statement made by these leaders in haste, I'm not.
Okay, so Mr. Muralidharan made a hasty statement, a stalwart of your own party from Kerala.
It is not. See, any disciplinary action that must be initiated against him will be taken. The action will be taken by the concerned authorities. But I am not here to defend every person's statement. The stand of the Congress party is clear that Mr. Shashi Tharoor has sought permission for scheduling another event, and such conflicts, or it's not even a conflict, he just needs to be somewhere else. And there's also another story that is being projected that Mr. Shashi Tharoor was insulted. If there was an insult, show us one quote, one tweet, one recorded statement of Mr. Tharoor. Dr. Shashi Tharoor has consistently spoken for the Congress, not only in the parliament but across the country. He has spoken in public forums, he has spoken internationally. Actions matter more than planted stories. That is my idea.
He's
Now,
also
if you want to
spoken in
eat-
favor
if you-
of the
If you
government.
want to eat popcorn, if you want to eat popcorn and watch the show, please be my guest. But don't create this sort of conjecture. Don't give rumors as stories.
Rajat Sethi, how do you weigh in on all of those critics within the Congress party also who are condemning him for speaking actively, say, in support of the government's own stance when it comes to foreign policy, when it comes to our own policy on national security, particularly to do with countering terrorism, especially post-Pahalgam?
No, absolutely. There is no doubt that the cleavages run very, very deep here. You know, these were the set of arguments, very similar arguments were made when the G23, so-called G23, there was a set of leaders who wanted to leave the party and reconstitute the Congress party. The same set of spokespersons used to come on television saying that, no, everything is okay. What is said in black and white is what we will go by and blah, 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 all of that. And we knew senior leaders like Ghulam Nabi Azad, who were the absolute anchor pillars of the Congress party, they left the party. Kapil Sibal left the party. What words do they have for this organization? Nothing. You have a coterie around one family, around an individual, not even a family. Now people are even talking about the schisms between the family itself. So we can go on and on.
Anything on
No, you don't have to go on and on, Shatabi Shivanna. I'll ask you the question.
Unsubstantiated
What stops
statements
the
defaming
Congress
the
party
family,
from
I will
declaring?
not tolerate it.
Okay.
Why are you referring them
No,
to as the family?
Because that's
He's the leader of
exact.
opposition.
That's
He's
facts.
the shadow prime
That's
minister
the
of this country,
history.
Rahul Gandhi.
That is the history.
Treat him with that dignity.
That is
Give
the
him
history
respect.
from
And the
Punjab,
other family member is a
from
member of
Punjab to
Parliament of Kerala. How
Rajasthan
dare you talk to
to
them and refer to them
MP.
as a family and make insinuations that are
Okay, Shatabish,
unsubstantiated?
tell me what happened in Rajasthan. What
Absolutely
happened?
unsubstantiated statements that this must not be allowed on national television.
Oh my
Shatabish
God.
Shivanna,
create a
then
story,
tell
you
me
go
what
create
stops the Congress.
dissemblance.
Okay,
He is going to
Shatabish,
fit words in my mouth.
my last
You
question.
are the one putting words in everybody else's mouth.
Okay,
You
Shatabish,
must have some
may
honesty and
am I not
courtesy,
free
some
to?
responsibility.
Is
May
this,
I
is
end
this
with a
bloody
question,
dictatorship
Shatabish
out there or
Shivanna?
what?
Rajat,
I can't speak
calm
my
down.
mind.
Somebody will
Do
have
I
to
have to
calm
take
down.
permission from you to speak my mind?
Shatabish
Let's
Shivanna,
shut up and
please
get
calm
lost.
down.
Watch
I
the
urge
show.
you
Shut
to
up and
calm
get
down.
lost.
Analysts
No,
will be
please,
on
please.
somebody.
Person.
Gentlemen,
This is not
let's
a political
not
come out
lose
like a
our calm over
political
here.
I need to see
Let's
all
not
that.
lose our calm over here. Shatabish Shivanna, I just want to ask you one very pointed and straight question. If all's well, then why not announce Shashi Tharoor as the chief ministerial candidate for Kerala? That's also been reported that is what he wanted, an assurance coming in from Rahul Gandhi, but he was denied that.
No, how can we decide the chief ministerial candidate here? Can you, me, or somebody else decide? It is what the party cadre has to say. Party office bearers, the elected MLAs will decide. There is a system in the Congress party.
Right.
I don't know if you know it or not. Whenever we don't pre-announce a CM candidate. Once the elections are done, once we achieve a thumping majority, that is when first level is all party leaders are called, AICC observers come, their recommendations are taken into consideration, then a Congress legislative party meeting happens, MLAs vote in favor of who they want to be the chief ministerial candidate, and then ultimately the High Command in Delhi decides. Can we decide all this on national television here? Can my
Rajat
statement...
Sethi, I'd like to give you quick closing thoughts.
See, again, you can go by de jure and the de facto. We can debate that ad nauseum. It is not going to end in any kind of a constructive debate. The simple point is, anybody remotely observing Indian politics knows that there is some sort of unease that Shashi Tharoor ji is facing. Whether you like it, you don't like it, you want to have an ostrich, you want to sit and dig your head into the sand, by all means do that. There is trouble. We don't want to see opposition party losing yet another absolutely prominent leader, a leader with such a good grassroots connect, and somebody who we actually look up to. If you want to lose that, by all means do that. But it will be
Please
sad day
don't
for the
worry
Congress
about
party.
Dr.
All
Shashi
right.
It will be a
Tharoor.
sad.
We are
I
not
just said
losing
it is
him.
that day
He's
for the
very much a
Congress
part of the Congress party and he'll continue to do
ceasefire. Rajat and Shatabish. I hope Shatabish just find out if Shashi Tharoor was not present at the Prime Minister's event or not. That would be interesting to find out where Shashi Tharoor is headed if he's not attending joining that meet. Many thanks to you, gentlemen, for joining in on that discussion. With that, shifting focus over to Pakistan, because Pakistan and the United States have held a high-level meeting in Davos. What was the agenda? They both focused on Gaza and a broader security cooperation. In fact, in exclusive inputs brought to us by our Security Affairs Editor Manoj Gupta, what we are being told is that the Army Chief Field Marshal Asim Munir told US officials that Pakistan is prepared to deploy troops as part of an international stabilization force for Gaza. The signing on the margins of the World Economic Forum has triggered a fierce political firestorm back in Islamabad, with opposition parties labeling Sharif's move as non-transparent and morally indefensible. Here's what's happened so far. Pakistan has offered to consider contributing troops reportedly up to 3,500, but has set strict conditions. Islamist groups and top clerics have in fact now warned against this deployment. They call it a sellout to Western interests and forces. Pakistan has refused to participate in disarming of Hamas, which, as we all know, is a terror outfit, stating that this is a Palestinian responsibility. Clerics view this as potentially legitimizing Israeli occupation. In the CNN News 18 exclusive, here's what we have learned about what's happening in Pakistan domestically. Pakistan's decision to join Trump's Board of Peace has sparked backlash. PTI is making it extremely difficult for the government to manage the national narrative. The Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf is in fact saying that no plan should contradict Palestinian wishes. Joining the peace board, which is US-centric, will sideline the issue of Palestine. Opposition in Pakistan has dubbed the government's move as morally incorrect and indefensible. So, as far as Gaza is concerned, can Pakistan manage its domestic consensus in its race to appease the US president? That's the question we are taking forward with our guests. I'm joined in by Tara Kartha, who will be joining us in just a bit. All right, so joined in by Tara Kartha, former director of NSCS, Prabhu Dayal, who's a former diplomat. Thank you both for joining in. Ambassador Dayal, if I could bring you in on the kind of domestic narrative that's playing out, if I may bring to your notice what Fazlur Rahman had to say. He said that when Quaid-e-Azam had founded Pakistan, this was the founding principle of Islam, that they're not going to be supporting the issue of Israel or the cause of Israel, which was in fact based on the Jewish tenet. And this support now being lent to the Board of Peace is against the Islamic tenet itself.
Yes, you're right. You know, Pakistan is navigating a complex Gaza conundrum that balances deeply rooted public support for Palestine and Pakistan's commitment to Islamic values with the strategic necessity of maintaining close relations with the United States and securing financial aid. Pakistan is having to make a high-stakes decision regarding Donald Trump's request to deploy troops for the proposed international stabilization force for Gaza. Now, this move is seen as critical for maintaining Pakistan's standing within a transactional relationship with the Trump administration. Deployment of the troops is viewed as a way to secure US investment, security aid, and favorable treatment from the IMF. However, as you pointed out, the decision faces significant internal opposition, as the international stabilization force will have the task of disarming Hamas. Now, critics in Pakistan argue that this aligns Pakistan too closely with Israel. Now, opposition parties such as Imran Khan's party, the PTI, and the Jamaat-e-Ulama-Islam have slammed the government for following Trump's diktat and potentially operating alongside Israel on the Board of Peace. And experts warn that an unpopular deployment could trigger domestic rebellion given the high level of public support for Gaza in Pakistan.
Right.
Thus,
I want to quickly bring in Tara also on that note, Ambassador. Hold on to your thoughts. Tara, is this whole rush and this race to appease the US president finally weighing in on the Pakistani establishment, given that it's not just this board of peace where the opposition parties are referring to the presence of the Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu as a butcher of Palestine being in a board which is being supported by Pakistan, but it's also that strategic silence which was maintained, especially when reports were indicating that US, in fact, not just reports, the US president himself indicated that he was considering kinetic action against Iran, and Pakistan may perhaps aid the US to conduct it.
It's, just to take off from what Ambassador said, there's been the parliament is saying, how could you do such a thing without even consulting us? Which is a very legitimate point you're raising, right? This is, as you said, a complete move away from what Jinnah had talked about Israel, etc. They don't even consult the parliament.
Is this the new face of Pakistan after the 27th Amendment?
Exactly. This is them, Asim Munir doing his thing. And we had apparently this is what they reported, that the Prime Minister was pointing out Asim Munir in the audience. I don't know if that's true. But what the point is, there is not sufficient opposition. Where are the million-strong protests that we saw on Palestine for the last so many months before, Asim Munir went to Washington and had his nice lunch with Trump? Before that, for months together, Pakistan was one of the worst hit in terms of Palestine protests. How come they've suddenly stopped? That tells you something about who's controlling this. It's so right now, all he's got PTI, which we knew would oppose it. We've got Maulana Fazlur Rahman, who says this is a betrayal. But it's not anything Asim Munir can't handle. If indeed we've been hearing rumors, more than rumors, probably reports of possibly US forces, already in Pakistan. This is clearly, he believes he can handle this. Where is the TLP? Tehrik-e-Labbaik Pakistan, which was out on the streets, they're all quiet.
That's a very valuable point that you've just now raised. Ambassador Dayal, is this not the end of any form of democracy in Pakistan? And when you have, say, the JUIF and even the TLP, if they get down to mobilizing these cadres on the street, the religious sentiment, you can imagine the kind of anger that's going to now come out on the streets itself. What could this pose for the Pakistani establishment?
No, first of all, let me state that Pakistan has never really had democracy. When I served in Pakistan, it was under the rule of Ziaul Haq.
Right, that's true. But Ambassador, so far there was a lid placed on this kind of extremist fervor, which is now eventually going to boil down on the streets as well.
Well,
because that's what Fazlur Rahman has said. He said that he's going to galvanize the cadres and bring them now to the streets only to protest for a two-state solution for Palestine.
There is every likelihood that there would be an outpouring of Islamic fervor onto the streets of Pakistan. This should not be unexpected by the Pakistani authorities. They should be prepared for it because of the fact that what Pakistan is doing by aligning itself alongside Trump's policies in regard to Gaza runs totally counter to what the Pakistani people view as their Islamic commitment to Palestine. There is every likelihood that although Pakistan is saying that it will not take part in the disarming of Hamas, the fact remains that once it gets involved, it will come under increasing pressure from the Trump administration to do as they want it to. And once Pakistani forces are in Gaza, how do the people within Pakistan come to know what those forces are doing and what they are not doing? They will be following American orders.
Tarakata, quick closing thoughts on why this is just not going to be a problem for the domestic politics of Pakistan, but for the world over, given that Israel has already raised its objections to, say, the presence of not just Pakistan, but even Turkey as part of the Board of Peace, even Qatar, because we all know who all are actively aiding the terror infrastructure in the world today, especially when Pakistan has vowed to not in fact, come out with, say, forces which will ensure the disarmament of Hamas.
I think they did a very smart thing. I mean, there was all those rumors about, which I don't know if it's true, the Hamas leaders, there were photographs of Hamas leaders in Pakistan. So immediately Israel turned around and said, we don't want Pakistan troops. I mean, Asim Munir would like to have his cake and eat it too. Ideally, that's what he wants, right? So he will stand by Trump, he will applaud and he will talk about the Nobel Peace Prize, but he would much, much rather not send his troops out there. So if, just saying this last line, if tomorrow there are huge protests against this, I will assume that this is the state has allowed it, because so far there's been nothing.
Okay, Ambassador Prabhu Dayal, your closing thoughts. First of all, do weigh in on what you make of this Board of Peace, where you're expecting $1 billion over here for permanent membership. Not to forget, many have also questioned if this is now going to challenge the authority of the UNSC, and is this also, creating an alternate multilateral framework for future global conflicts. And you never know when the US president may shift his attention from Gaza over to Kashmir or the other 8 conflicts that he boasts of having mediated.
Well, this Board of Peace is a total sham. And that is why some of America's closest allies, like the UK, France, and Germany, have decided not to join it. They have openly expressed their view that this so-called Board of Peace will be doing something which is the legitimate right and the duty of the United Nations. And Trump has some animosity towards the United Nations, and it says that the UN never helped him, and therefore he wants to set up this parallel body. But this parallel body can never come into existence. It has the support of a few autocrats and dictators, like the rulers of Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, UAE, and the president of Egypt, and some others who are autocrats. So it's likely to become a club of autocrats, but it will never enjoy the support of genuine democracies. And of course, India has a tough decision to make, because on the one hand, Trump would like India to do
perhaps
but
the
India
US could begin this second phase of the peace plan by questioning Pakistan. What is the meaning of its presence in this peace board if it's not going to support the disarmament of a terrorist outfit like Hamas? We'll have to leave it at that. Many thanks to you, Tara and Ambassador Dayal, for joining in on this discussion. And that's all I have for you in this edition of Plain Speak. Thank you so much for watching.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
और साथियों, कुछ यहाँ जो लेफ्टिस्ट इकोसिस्टम होगा, उनको शायद आज मेरी बात गले नहीं उतरेगी, लेकिन मैं आपको बड़ी मजबूती के साथ, तथ्य और तर्क के साथ मेरी इस बात की ताकत क्या है वो बताना चाहता हूं। 1987 के पहले गुजरात में बीजेपी एक हाशिए की पार्टी थी, अखबार में 2 लाइन भी नहीं छपती थी। 87 में पहली बार भाजपा ने अहमदाबाद म्युनिसिपल कॉरपोरेशन में विजय प्राप्त की, जैसे आज आपने तिरुवनंतपुरम में विजय प्राप्त की है। और वहीं से गुजरात में जो सिलसिला चला, लोगों ने हमारे काम को देखा, हमारे आचरण को परखा और उसका परिणाम है कि आज पिछले कई दशकों से वहां की जनता ने हमें सेवा का मौका दिया था। शुरुआत एक शहर से हुई थी, केरला में भी शुरुआत एक शहर से हुई है और इसलिए मैं कहता हूं अब केरला भारतीय जनता पार्टी पर